Welcome to Divination with your host, Louisa Brown. Get deep into divination and learn the true old ways. From crystal balls to tarot and much more, only on Divination.
Hi, how's everyone this evening? It's been a while, hasn't it? Hang on, try and get myself a little bit central. Sorry, should have figured this out a little bit more. I need a better tripod. We'll blame the tripod. Oh yeah, hi Alison, how are you? Hope everyone's doing well. Hi Philip. Oh, what are you eating now? Hang on, the dog's just picked up something and come running in the room. Come here.
I'm on it, but I'm just trying to.
I don't know what she's got.
No!
Trust the dog. As soon as I go live, she's charging around the room with something. Oh, wow. This gives more chance for people to come on. What is it?
Oh, the chew, I think.
Have a look.
Oh, the cheesy chew.
Oh, yeah, there's that last bit of that. She must have had it buried somewhere. Anyway, sorry. All's good. Hi, Jeanette, you alright? Okay, so now we know what the dog's eating. We shall begin. That's the sound of the Ben next to me.
Hi, folks.
Ben's doing research.
Doing research. I'm going to do a stupid task.
Anyway, oh, hi, Kate. You alright? Okay. I like my a little bit from there. Are you okay there, honey? Ben's not okay. Ben's stressed. So if you hear weird noises, it's not the dog, it's Ben. Anyway. Oh, Phillips is alright then.
Okay.
Philip.
Hi, Phil.
Oh, and Kate says hi, Ben.
Okay.
Sneak peek at Ben. He's got a light behind him. Looks a bit weird. There we go. There's my Ben. Everyone, hope you all like his t-shirt. Single taken, obsessed by demons. Anyway. Right. No, could you possibly eat that any louder? Right. Anyway, shall we begin? So, this time on Divination, we are looking at oil and its origins. Alison says, feel better, Ben. Jeanette, is it coursework or dog stressing him?
No, someone's given us the bright idea of making an encyclopedia based on all the knowledge that we have at our possession.
So there you go. That's what Ben's stressing out.
Every entity going, every religion going.
I don't know if you heard that. An encyclopedia of every entity going in every religion going. You're never going to get it done in your lifetime. There's that many entities.
We're trying.
Oh dear. Okay. So, this week's divination, we are looking at oil. Has anybody ever done any oil divination before? Raise your hands now, of course. Ben's raising his hand. Of course he has. Ben's done everything. Do you want to tell us of your experience before we start?
Yeah, I was stuck in the van the other day. The oil was burnt.
That's not the kind of oil divination we mean. Fumes from the leaking oil in the van doesn't count. Oh dear. I don't care if it made you hallucinate. Fix the van. You're going to use also aromatherapy. Yeah. Okay then. Let's start with a little bit of history. Well, in fact, most of it's history, to be fair, because as far as I know, it's not really done that much now.
It's an ordained practice that hasn't been used in over 200 years.
There we go. Did everyone hear that? Probably not, because he's muttering. You say it's an ordained?
Arcane.
Arcane. It says it's an arcane practice that hasn't been used for like 200 years. Well, we can break that now, or we can have a go. Anyway. Thousands of years ago, Babylonians were using clear oil. We know the general way they did this. Can't speak now. From the records they kept. If you look on forgottenbooks.com, they have a free PDF of the book Babylonian Oil Magic in the Talmud and in the later Jewish literature by Samuel Dachers, PhD, written in 1913. The contents of his book are as follows. I'm including this because it is quite interesting, and if you do get a chance to have a look at it, I recommend having a look at it. It's quite interesting. The contents are oil in a mystic element in antiquity, in the Bible, in Assyria, in Egypt, and Greece. Oil and magic, Babylonian, Jewish, Egyptian, European. Talmudic passages referring to oil magic and notes. Babylonian parallels, notes on magical power of oil. Later Jewish text translations and notes, text in which oil is used as part of the divination ceremony, text in which the whole divination is made only through the oil. On looking at the fingernails at the prayer of Havdalah, throwing away the parings of nails, cutting the nails on certain days and in certain order. If you're wondering what nails has got to do with it, I will explain later. On the magic circle, hello puppy. Oh yes, I love you too. Yes, I love you. Now is not the time to show me love. What do you want, baby? You're just walking all over me. There we go. No, I can't play. No, I'm busy, sweetie. My little pop. Oh, I'm going to have a couple of comments going off here. Does aromatherapy work? Yeah, definitely. But even Ben's nodding his head at that. Yeah, we are in favour of the aromatherapy. Definitely. Where was I? On stones in magic, on the sea and the three lights that are in the universe, on divination through oil formations striking old Babylonian parallels, and on the use of oil mixed with water among the Jews in Babylonia. I've done a typo there. I put about 1,000 OJ. It's not going to be OJ. I think I meant
Original gods.
Yeah, but it's J, not G. I've had a typo. Anyway. Yeah, so
Jesus.
Anyway, yeah, so that's just going through the contents of the book, Babylon. Oh dear, it's been one of those days. It's a long day. Babylonian oil magic. Yeah, well, worth a download and a read. It is interesting. Definitely. Not helping. So we can go as far back even as she's into someone. I just said Russell.
Yeah. We
can go back as far even to the Assyrian Empire, where memorial stones and tablets were anointed with oil. So Tiglath-Pileser first says, "Nam I pli lid simiel fli araman e by al sama ap es us." That translates to, "The memorial stones of my ancestor, Samsi Raman, I've anointed with oil." And also, back in them days, not only did they anoint with oil, they also used to do a blood sacrifice, just for double the goodness. We don't condone that nowadays. Oil also played a role in magic. We know this from the Assyro-Babylonian magical texts. In old Babylonian texts published by J. Hunger, we find divination by means of oil. What importance there was ascribed to oil in Babylonian magic can also be seen from the following passage occurring in one of the incantations of the Maklu texts. This is the incantation. Is that why baby Jesus got myrrh? Not sure how you spelled it. Frankincense is an incense. Myrrh and frankincense, they're actually a tree resin. And yeah, we do make it now into incense, but you can use it for other purposes as well. But yeah. So what's the puppy doing? The puppy's being a puppy. Okay.
You also know by 2000 BC, there were most religions gave up on human sacrifices.
Ben says by 2000 BC, most religions gave up on human sacrifice. There we go. Due to the fact they realised it was a bit stupid, says Ben. Right. Anyway, back to the incantations of the Maklu texts. So here it is. They would say, bright oil, pure oil, shining oil, the purifying oil of the gods, oil which softens the sinews of man, with the oil of the incantation of A, with the oil of the incantation of Marduk, I have made thee drip. With the oil of softening which A has given for soothing, I have anointed the oil of life I have put on thee. Okay. So we've got, if we look especially how the oil is called the oil of the incantation of A and Marduk, who were two great Babylonian gods of magic and divination. And that passage that was taken from the aforementioned book. Oh, I just summoned someone. Oops, sorry. It actually works. Right. Yeah, what we got in the comments. Myrrh and frankincense are really good grounding oils. Yeah. They do smell really nice. In fact, yeah, I do like a bit of frankincense oil. Just for the general smell of it. So what else have we got? We've got some old stories. Now, if you remember how I said in the contents of the other book that there was a mention of fingernails. And it was like, what's fingernails got to do with oil divination? Well, apparently, in the olden days, we have some stories from there. The thing is, these are taken from translations, obviously, of things that were recorded and noted down back in the old, like, Babylonian language and how they recorded things. And this is like how someone's translated it.
Don't drink. Go.
So is it a true translation, or have words kind of like shifted? Because you know how languages are evolving, and so things from a long time ago might have been one thing, but the word has changed and altered to now mean something different. But this is how it has been translated. So yeah, there are some unusual stories that come from roughly this time. One that I found during research is called The Princes of the Thumb. This is where the magus uses a young boy and anoints him with olive oil on his forehead and thumbnail. This shiny nail then becomes a magic mirror in which the magus saw spirits. Another similar story of scrying is The Princes of the Hand. Again, a young boy is used, but this time the oil is mixed with soot to create a black paste that was smeared on the palm of the boy's hand. Again, that's then looked into to gain the knowledge and visions. And then there's another story, The Princes of the Cup. For this, the inside of a cup was coated inside with sesame oil, and it was used as a type of mirror to capture and enlarge the light of a candle. That one's a bit better, I think, rather than using a young boy's fingernail or the palm of the hand. Ben says they were never harmed, but still a little bit strange. But, you know, that's back in them days. What we do now, they might seem strange. Yeah, so we can now move on to Egypt, because not surprisingly, the practice of using oil was also done in Egypt. Hang on. Can't do anything with this puppy. Lola, what are you doing? What are you doing, pup? Don't fall that way. Go back that way. Go back that way. That way. That way. I think she's found some treats in my little hoodie there. No, oh my gosh. Love you, baby dog. All right, 1 second, because she won't. Now she knows there's treats in here, so I just need to give her the treats, and then she'll leave me alone. Well, we've got olive oil is basically royalty in Italy. Look, there's one little tiny treat there. I think that's all there is. Oh, hang on, you're in. Look, I found another one. There you go. Okay. Right. Hopefully, Pup is happy. Yes, so Egypt. The most complete examples were written down between 200 BC and 500 AD. A bowl was usually used, but it could be a cup, and it was ceramic, bronze, or copper. In the ritual to Anubis that I'm going to describe, a copper cup is used with the image of Anubis inscribed inside. There are a few different oils mentioned, including olive, sesame, vegetable, herb, and oasis. They believe that may have been palm oil. Sometimes the oil is poured directly into an empty bowl. Other times it is mixed half and half with water. Now that you've had all the treats.
No, like, give it a rest. Hang on,
Over there so you can go and bother Daddy. Nope, she's still here. I love you, I do. Go on. In a letter by the magician, right, excuse my pronunciation here, because it's not going to be very good. By the magician Nefertes to Semetetrios, the king of Egypt, it describes the use of oil in detail. 4 kinds of water are specified for 4 classes of divination. If you call upon the gods of the planetary spheres, you want to use rainwater. If you call the terrestrial gods, use seawater. Sorry, my daughter's just messaged me from upstairs because she can't bother to come downstairs. Apparently she needs a new Xbox controller because hers is starting to drift. Please can you help me get another one? Not right now, Evelyn. I'm kind of busy. She said she wanted to watch this show as well. Clearly, she's got other plans. If you call the terrestrial gods, use seawater. If you call on Osiris or Seraphis, you want to use river water. If you call upon the souls of the dead, use spring water. Ben, the puppy's trying to tear up the entrance mat. This comes from the Greek Magical Papyri in translation by Hans Dieter Betz. So, back to the preparation for the Anubis ritual. The magician must prepare himself for the ritual by remaining pure for 7 days. They should also attach themselves to Helios, that's the sun. Hi Christina, you alright? You should go to the highest part of your house at sunrise on the 3rd day of the month, meaning the 3rd day of the lunar cycle. Lie down on your back upon a clear linen cloth with a crown of dark ivy around your head. Cover your eyes with a black band and wrap yourself up like a corpse in its winding sheet. Your head should be orientated towards the east. You should then recite a prayer to Typhon. Oh, no. It was usual for the Egyptian magicians to get someone else to be the scryer, but it also states in the text that it can be done by the magician themselves. I guess it was just personal choice. They did have a way of testing the scryer to find out if they would be good or not. And this is how they do it. The magician speaks the following formula of Horus into the head of the person 7 times. Noble ibis, falcon, hawk, noble and mighty, let me be purified in the manner of the noble ibis, falcon, hawk, noble and mighty. So 7 times then into this person. The magician then waits for the person to hear an oracular sound. If they hear something with both ears, then they are suitable. If they hear with only the right ear, they are still suitable. However, if they only hear with their left ear, then they are unsuitable. This is because the left side was usually thought of as a side of evil. The evil daemon speaks into the left ear. That's what they believe.
Evil daemon.
The evil daemon.
Daemon is evil.
Well, there is an evil one. There's a good one and an evil one. Oh, sorry, Damon, if you watch this back. We love you. What else we got? We got Vaughn. Hi, Vaughn, you alright? Don't worry about being late, it's fine. An important part of the ritual setting is 7 new clay bricks. 3 bricks are placed side by side in a horizontal row in the scrying chamber. The other 4 are then spaced in a vertical row. When viewed from overhead, these 7 bricks probably formed a Tau cross, orientated so its point of intersection, where the scrying ball rests, is in the east. 1 second. Print out time. There we go. That's your Tau cross. So you're wanting 3 bricks along the top, it would be, and then 4 bricks coming down to form that kind of shape. Yeah, a burning lamp is put to the south of the bowl on the right brick of the 3. An incense censer is put opposite to the north on the left brick. So these 3 are then in a line on the 3 bricks. To the east of the bowl, in a crescent shape that encloses the top of the bricks, are put 7 loaves of bread. And next to them are 7 piles of salt. These are as offerings to the gods. Clear oasis oil is poured down the inside surface of the copper bowl. The oil then fills the bowl. The oil lamp and incense are then lit. The incense that is used is a mix of frankincense, beeswax, styrax, gum ammoniac, and dates ground together in wine to make a paste and pressed into a small sphere. A leaf of Anubis plant is placed upon the lamp. Now then, just to sidetrack a little bit into the world of plants, that is what it looks like. See it all well? Now, for anyone who has watched Ben's shows, and when he was talking about ancient Egypt, you remember him saying that, you know, ancient Egypt wasn't like it is now. It wasn't so much full of sand. It was more like, you know, a tropical oasis kind of thing. So it would have been more like this. That's the kind of environment that the Anubis plant grows in. So it kind of makes sense now. You like that environment, so you get lots of that plant.
Now to find it, you have to take a 5-day trek into the desert.
There you go, or visit a very good garden centre here in the UK. I think Kew Gardens have them, strangely enough. Anyway, sidetracking done, carry on. The scryer is dressed in a white linen tunic and a belt made of 16 linen cords, 4 white, 4 green, 4 blue and 4 red, that have been plaited together. The scryer lays down on their front on a mat that is spread over the 4 bricks. No part of their body should touch the ground. Then they grasp the lamp in their right hand and the incense censer in their left. They close their eyes and rest their chin on the edge of the brick that has the bowl on it. The face will now be very close to the surface of the oil. The body and the bowl is then completely covered with a linen cloth. A prayer to the gods for success is said, then an invocation spoken 7 times. Then the scryer opens their eyes. Hopefully they will see a light glowing within the bowl of oil. If the scryer says they see the approach of Anubis, the magician encourages him to come with an invocation. Thou art Thoth, thou art he that came forth from the heart of the great Agathodamon, the father of the fathers of the gods. Come to the mouths of my vessel today, and do thou tell me answer in truth to everything that I shall inquire about, without falsehood therein. For I am Isis the wise, the words of whose mouth of mine come to pass. The magician then assumes the identity of Isis and the other gods mentioned in order to acquire their authority. With this borrowed power, he is able to command the coming of Anubis and ensure that he will not lie. Hi Jacqueline, you alright? Thank you for joining. Got a nice little crowd on tonight. The magician then instructs the scryer to tell Anubis to bring in the other gods for a feast. When they have arrived, he invites them to help themselves to the bread and salt laid out for them. The idea is that the food will give them strength. They did not physically eat the food, but took the energy that was contained within the food. Often, fresh blood was also used to provide this energy. After this, the magician asks Anubis if he is willing to answer their questions. If he does, then excellent. If not, not much you can do. Try again another time. And there were many variations of this kind of oil scrying to different gods. Because obviously then they would ask questions and they'd get the answers, hopefully, to the different questions from the different gods that had arrived. And that's how they went about it. What about today? Are we going to summon Anubis and other gods to come and answer our questions? You don't have to. Do something a bit simpler. If you want to have an oil scrying, you want to get yourself either a cup, a bowl, or even a saucer. I wouldn't advise using clear glass though, because there would be too much light, if that makes sense, going through it. I prefer to go for something darker, but there's no harm in trying different things and working out which works best for you. Remember, there are no rules, so experiment. The same goes for the liquid you put in. You can use water and oil mix, or just oils. And it can be just one oil, or it can be a mix depending on if you're hoping to speak to a certain entity. Some people like to work with deities and may have an altar set up for a specific deity. It would then follow that you would add those associated with them. So then to use the oil, or the oil and water mix, it'd be similar to looking and using a mirror. You want to look into the oil and through the oil and ask questions if you have one, or if you're just looking for a message, and record what comes through. Yeah, I can't remember if I said this on the Divination show, on Mirror Divination show, but it could be useful to set an alarm for a certain length of time, or ask someone to come to you after a certain length of time has passed, as you might find that time goes quite quickly when you are doing this. So yeah, that's me reading through all that. It's not taking very long at all, but that's alright, there's a lot of reading. Thank you for joining me, and if anybody got any questions or anyone wants to chat about anything else, is it similar to tea leaf reading? No. To be blunt now. Oh, craziness happening there. Tea leaf reading, you want to, yeah, I've done a show on tea leaf reading, but for the tea leaf reading, you've got your tea leaves, you make your tea, it's in the cup, and then you swirl it around. This is like dead quick explanation, tip it out, and then you see if you've got any, like, see if it forms any pictures or if it forms any shapes in the cup. The cup is also split into different time zones. So it would depend on where the image is in the cup as to like how soon or how far in the future certain things would happen to you. But yeah, I could liken the oil, using of oils, to more like using a mirror really, because like you're looking into the surface, it's a little bit reflective. If you got it nice and dark, you'd be more likely to be drawn into it and see different things, if that makes sense. Lewd use oils. I've not done any for this type of divination. As for like a bit of massage, a bit of aromatherapy massage, yes, I like oils. Oh, nice, thank you. Do using different oils make a difference or changes purpose, or using oil predicts an outcome? Something to experiment with. It, like I say, it's not really a practice that's done nowadays, but certain like oils they can make from herbs, from resins, from flowers have different associations with them. They can be associated with sort of health, love, money, just like you see where I'm going with that. Yeah, so if you've got certain questions relating to certain aspects of your life, you could use an oil that's associated like with a plant or a herb of that area, if that makes sense. And like I say, some people, they want to try and speak to certain like deities that they work with. So again, they'd use an oil that's like representative or closely associated to that deity. Yeah. Hope that answers your question a bit. But yeah, like I say, just experiment. Because I've not really seen anyone do it or heard people doing it much nowadays. I don't think Ben has either.
The last practice, the last person who practiced it is quite cool.
Okay, nice one in there. I don't know if you heard Ben. He said the last person that practiced this is currently in a coma. What happened, Ben?
He's old.
Oh. Okay, it's not from doing this that he's in a coma. This is the information I get from Ben. Makes it sound like it got put into a coma from doing this. He didn't get put in a coma from using the oils. He is just old and ill health. Nothing to do with using the oils. Okay.
This is an old teacher of mine. Bless him, he slipped into a coma about 2 days ago. He's 101. So it's not through doing that, but he's the last person I know that uses oil teachings. He uses lotus oil from a certain plant that grows in Egypt.
There you go.
It costs about £1,000 a bottle.
So it's a reflective practice. You see, reflect on what it could mean. Yeah, like if you're asking certain things, then yeah, you could try and interpret any images that come to you or any thoughts or sensations. Or you could even have a spirit come through to connect with you, and they will, you know, give you the answers. Kind of hope. I have a list somewhere of the different oils. We'll try and find it. That's a good one. It's always handy to have those kind of things. Yeah, you never know when they might come in handy. Okay. Any other questions? We've got main show tomorrow, haven't we? Yeah.
Yes, the main church is tomorrow. Main church?
Main church?
What? The main show is tomorrow, guys. If you'd like to have a look, there is a teaser trailer up for the gentleman that will be joining us, discussing his film that's coming out. He's actually quite a sound guy. I've been talking to him, so it's on the page if you want to watch it. And then Sunday's show from me, we are just going to have a general chit chat and a catch up before we start looking at demonology again on the main show, on the Sunday show, where I will be teaching. And if my phone goes off one more time with a student asking me for something, I'm going to throw it through the window. So yeah, we'll be starting to look at demonology. I'm going to rest Egyptology for a bit due to the fact that Damon will be doing his last show this weekend. His last show tomorrow for a while. So,
okay. Yeah. Okay. I still need to see that teaser trailer because I've not seen it yet.
I've seen 45 minutes of the movie and it does look really good.
Okay. People laughing. Fun. Main church. Lol. I'm out of here. Yeah. Have you studied the healing properties of oils? I'd love to learn that. What oil helps with certain symptoms, etc. To be honest, I haven't. Jeanette might be the best person to ask about that because she uses oils in her treatment practice that she does. But yeah, I'm sure we should get Jeanette on to talk about that stuff. Yeah. What else have we got? Oh, Philip says, haha, I can't see Ben in church. Ben goes into church.
I sat in church quite a few times.
Ben goes into church as a tourist when we're going to different places, really. Ben, does the name Dean connect with you?
Probably because I've just been watching Supernatural.
Yeah, I've got Ben watching Supernatural, guys.
And there are so many holes to pick with that show.
But he loves it. Kate asks, what movie? I missed the name. I don't know the name either. Ben?
Cannot pronounce it for love.
Ben can't pronounce the name. Right, Ben, can you find it, please? Ben's going to find it. Massage oil can be very different. Yeah, but you make it up. You've got your base oil, but the oils that you put into it when you mix your own, you like take certain ones for certain aspects that they have about them, and you use them for the properties that they have to try and sort of help with things.
I'm fine.
Ben's still finding it. I'm sure it'd be very good. I didn't hear him. Which part didn't you hear, Christina?
Question.
Was that the one that I questioned? What are you doing?
Yeah, well, I posted it up after that. Sorry.
Oh, right. Ben's having technical difficulties with himself. Yeah, let me know if you want to know anything. I do aromatherapy and have loads of books also. Yeah. Sensible relaxation. I like the history you share with us and each subject. Oh, that's okay, Vaughn. That's the main reason I'll do it, really, because people will do different forms of divination, but they don't give any. That's really bright, Ben. They don't look into the history. Scopophobia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, scopophobia.
Oh, about the name Dean. Oh yeah, Christina. Yeah, Ben's been watching the TV show Supernatural. Yeah, we've been watching that. So obviously one of the characters on there is called Dean. That's the only connection you can think at the moment to the name Dean. Sorry, the book's making noises. Ben's found it. What's Ben found?
Extreme or fear of being looked at or seen.
So, for those who don't know, scopophobia is the extreme or irrational fear of being looked at or seen. Ooh. Did you actually put the trailer up on?
I will put it up now.
Right, so Ben hasn't actually put the trailer up on. He failed at doing that earlier, so he's going to do it now. So we can all actually have a look and have a clue about what's going on. Tomorrow's show should be good. Thank you. What other things can you use for readings apart from oils and tea?
I can't post anything on.
You can't post?
No, you post anything.
Right, I'll deal with Ben in a minute. I see the singer has that condition. Hang on, I'm missing bits. I'm missing bits. Oh yeah, what other things can you use for readings apart from oils and tea? You can use fire. In fact, just if you go on to the other, I was going to say, because I've got a few shows on the other dimension, haven't I? We've got, what did I do? I did pendulums, crystal balls, mirror, water, fire, obviously tea leaves, tarot, and then what else? Well, I think that's right. I did psychometry. what else? Yeah, that's where I've got so far. Yeah, I'm going to look up other things as well. I don't know which one I'm going to do next because there's still quite a few out there. So, I did Bibliomancy, didn't I? Did I do Bibliomancy? Yeah, I didn't just imagine that. I did Bibliomancy as well. Yeah. Thank you for your share. It's always interesting to learn more. There's connection. What's in it? Frankincense, bergamot, lavender, sandalwood, etc. I hope that helps. Ben needs sleep. Ben does need sleep. I think he likes to blame me on keeping him awake. Just because it's so hot and I can't settle at night.
And you wrap yourself up like a bloody caterpillar.
And I wrap myself up like a caterpillar. Thanks, honey. Oh, nice. I'll check them out. Smoke. Yeah, smoke. That's what I like about these shows. It's a community that helps each other as well. Yeah, that's what I like as well. Everyone's really good on here. Hi, Henry. Good evening from the old Gilchrist County Jail in Trenton, Florida. Oh. Ben's coming. Nice to have you joining. Right. I'm not gonna ramble on about stuff because there's no need. I'm getting the information. With this one, I can't really when I can, I will try and do a demonstration. But for this, unless you want to see me pour oil into a bowl and then just stare at a bowl, it's not really kind of like a viewer participation thing. It's more of a personal thing, and for you guys to just watch me staring at a bowl might be really boring. So for this purpose, for this one, I'm not going to be doing a demonstration. But yeah, when I can do, I will do. Yes, puppy. So it's going to be 80 degrees tonight here in Dallas, Texas. You are noisy. Puppy's having a go at me now. Apparently I'm ignoring her.
Shush.
That was a noisy car, wasn't it?
Trailer's up on the page, guys.
Oh,
Tomorrow's show.
there we go. Ben's worked it out. He's put the trailer up on the page, so I will go and have a watch of that, and I hope you go and watch that as well. So then we can come at the show tomorrow with some interesting questions for the guests. And it's going to be Damon's last show for a while as well, so give him some abuse in a friendly way. What we've got, thanks for the live, very interesting. Back to rain here, yeah. We have it cool, nice and cool here, thankfully. Yeah, I'm glad it's cooled down a bit. Right, so are you in the No. Right, Pup's being noisy. I'm thirsty from all this talking. Rain yesterday, as it's called here. I hope you can all join us on the main show tomorrow. If not, catch up on live, and I hope you have a lovely evening, and we'll see you soon. Bye.